So you're eyeing India's massive market, right? It's an incredible opportunity, but let's be real. Those first steps can feel, well, a little daunting. That's exactly why we're here. We're going to break down the entire incorporation process step by step. Think of this as your roadmap to getting your business up and running in India. Ready? Let's dive in.
Look, there's no doubt about it. India's economy is absolutely booming. But the big question is always, where do I even start? Well, you can think of this as your official entry pass. We're going to cut through all the noise and give you exactly what you need to move forward with total confidence.
So here's our game plan. We're going to cover the whole journey from start to finish. We'll kick things off with the big picture, the why India part. Then we'll get into the nitty-gritty, choosing your business structure, navigating those all-important investment rules, and walking through the actual step-by-step process. And we won't stop there. We'll also talk about how to stay compliant and profitable for the long haul. Let's do it. All right, first up, the India opportunity. Now, the potential here is massive, no matter what industry you're in, but here's the key. Your success really boils down to planning things out carefully, right from the very beginning. Getting a handle on the rules and making smart choices up front, that's your first big win. And that brings us to your first major decision, picking the right legal entity. And trust me, this is way more than just paperwork. The choice you make here is going to shape everything, your ownership, your liability, even how much compliance work you'll have to do down the road. It really is the blueprint for your whole Indian venture. Okay, let's break down your main options here. For most folks coming into India, the private limited company is the hands-down favorite. Why? Well, you get limited liability, it looks great to banks, and it's easier to offer things like stock options. Now, if you're a big corporation and you want 100% control, then a wholly owned subsidiary is exactly what it sounds like. And finally, there's the LLP. This one's perfect for things like professional services or joint ventures because the compliance load is just lighter. Fewer filings, less hassle. So you've picked your structure. Awesome. The next puzzle piece is figuring out how you can actually bring your investment into the country. This is all managed by something called the Foreign Direct Investment Policy, or FDI. You can basically think of it as the official rulebook for foreign money coming into India. And that rulebook basically gives you two paths, a fork in the road. And here's the great news. For most businesses, you'll be on the automatic route. If you're in a sector like IT, manufacturing, or renewables, it's super straightforward. You don't need to ask for permission beforehand. You just make your investment and then give the Reserve Bank of India a heads up. The other path, the government route, is for more sensitive industries like defense or broadcasting. That one does require getting approval first. So the big takeaway? Figure out which path is yours early on. Okay, this next point is a big one. It's an absolute must, and you need to plan for it. Every single company in India has to have at least one resident director. And what does resident mean? It means someone who has physically been in India for at least 182 days in the previous calendar year. This isn't a suggestion, it's a rule, so make sure you have this sorted out. All right, we've covered the big strategy questions. Now it's time to roll up our sleeves and get tactical. We're moving from the why to the how. The actual practical steps you'll take to get your company officially launched. And the good news is this whole process is way more streamlined than it used to be. It all starts with getting a couple of digital keys, basically, a digital signature certificate, or DSC, and a director identification number, or DIN. Once your directors have those, you can reserve your company's name. But the real game changer is step 4, the Spice Plus form. It's this all-in-one online form that takes care of a bunch of registrations at once, super efficient. After that gets the green light, boom, you get your certificate of incorporation and you're officially in business. So the big question, how long does all this take? Well, check this out. It's probably faster than you think. The actual nuts and bolts of incorporation, getting the approvals and everything, can happen in just a few days. Then you add in opening a bank account, and you could be completely up and running in as little as 2 to 4 weeks. Pretty amazing, right? Okay, getting that incorporation certificate is a fantastic moment for sure. But it's really just the beginning of the journey. So now let's talk about life after incorporation. What do you need to do to stay compliant, keep things running smoothly, and actually be profitable in India? Right. So once you're officially set up, what are the ongoing rules of the game? What does that year-to-year rhythm of compliance actually look like? This pretty much sums up your annual to-do list. You've got your yearly filings with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. That's stuff like your financial statements and annual return. Then there are the tax filings, of course, for both income tax and GST. You also have to report to the Reserve Bank of India about any foreign money you bring in. And on top of that, you've got to hold at least 4 board meetings a year and get a mandatory audit done. Think of these as the fundamental pillars keeping your company in good legal standing.
And speaking of financials, here's a number you'll definitely want to know. What's the corporate tax rate? Well, for most companies with a turnover up to 400 crore rupees, you're looking at an effective rate of about 25%. It's a key number to plug into your financial models right from the start.
All right, let's bring it all home. We're going to wrap up with a simple success checklist. Think of these as the key takeaways, the things you can do to avoid headaches and really set yourself up for a smooth ride. Okay, here it is, your success checklist. Number 1, hire an experienced company secretary from day 1. Seriously, don't try to go it alone. 2, get your foreign documents properly notarized and apostilled. That's just a fancy way of saying they're officially certified for international use. 3, figure out that resident director requirement early. Don't leave it till the last minute. 4, build good habits and strong internal controls right from the start. And finally, keep an eye on the rules, because things like FDI policy and tax laws can and do change. Nail these 5 points and you'll be in great shape. So there you have it. We've gone from the big opportunity to choosing a structure to the step-by-step process and what it takes to stay on track. You literally have the blueprint in your hands now. You know what it takes to build your business in one of the most exciting economies on the planet. The only question left is, are you ready to start building?